show. Hey, how you doing? We're doing it live on the last day here, ladies and gentlemen, last day of 2022. Just hold your horses. Vincent will be introducing the show in un momentito. We're going to figure out his camera situation because his camera, as you can see, is cockeyed. So we're going to straighten that out.
It's a cool shirt.
It's an old shirt. Thank you. Okay, that's a little.
Is that like from the movie?
No.
Oh, I was about to say.
No. It's from Luigi Square's idea.
Oh, there you go. Didn't send me a Sanko for shirt.
Okay. He didn't send it to me either.
Are we ready?
They can hear you. Yes.
I mean, I ain't say nothing crazy.
You have not said anything. You have not said anything crazy. I'm still trying to work on your camera. You can feel free talking to them if you like.
I'm just waiting to start the show. This is the camera. How we?
This is what happens when we've been talking.
How's it now?
It's fine. It's fine.
So we good?
Yeah. Let's.
You just go ahead and start.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
You ready to go?
Let's go.
Welcome to the Micheaux Mission, 2 Men, 1 podcast, every black film ever made. My name is Vincent Williams, and I'm joined as always by my partner.
Yo, holla at your boy. This is Len, aka the Bat Tribble.
And as we draw the curtain on 2022's edition of the Micheaux Mission, we will end the season with, appropriately enough, a retelling of the Nativity story with Cassie Lemon's 2013 adaptation of the Langston Hughes play, Black Nativity, starring Forrest Whitaker, Angela Bassett, Jennifer Hudson, Jacob Lattimore, and Tyrese Gibson.
Yes.
But before we get to all of that, how are you, Lynn? How are things?
Things are going well, Vincent, outside of a couple of technical issues with the camera, but we're going things are going great.
Sometimes you got to build the plane while it's in the air.
I hope not.
Hey, look.
I hope no one ever has to be building the plane while it is in the air.
Remember those various parts during the original Star Wars trilogy where Han Solo would be running through the ship with like some duct tape and a laser gun? That's us.
I don't remember him having duct tape. But
duct tape and the laser gun.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
But things are going good. Shout out to everyone out there watching us as we are streaming live to YouTube as well as Facebook by way of our good friends at StreamYard. Hello to all the missionaries out there in the chat. Each and every one of you, I see you all lining up. Deborah Battle, Aaron Fry, Robert Monroe Jr., Robin Browning is there as well. Hello.
Good evening, one and all.
Yes. And your brother Damon says peace and blessings to every one of you. We also, I'm looking out there in the chat, Vincent, we have saying hello, Sharon Eldridge.
Hey, what's up, Sharon?
Who left us a voicemail.
Very nice.
In regards to our review of Almost Christmas.
Ah, yes.
Okay. So I'm going to play that voicemail for you right now, Vincent.
Okay.
I know. Buckle up.
Okay.
Hi, Vincent Len. It's Sharon Eldridge. I'm calling regarding today's episode, last night's live stream. I'm very curious. When Len saw Almost Christmas, what had Len been doing just prior to? Because the irritated passion with which he spoke about this movie made me wonder if something was up. I don't know. Normally things get under my skin too, but I thought the Danny Glover stuff especially was very charming. I bought into it. I was sold on it. The siblings, like Gabrielle Union, who's great, her character was very hard to watch. And I think I saw that movie and this Christmas very close together. So all the siblings, adult siblings, really all are swimming together for me. But Danny Glover, that part stood out, and him making that pie, that was very sweet. It didn't catch me off guard or like bug me that the recipe was in a really obvious place. It just didn't even occur to me. So I wonder if Len was in some kind of state of irritation or had a bad day. So yeah, what was Len up to just prior to seeing Almost Christmas? Also, there was some kind of defense of this Christmas I heard. I think they're on par. You guys think they're kind of the same movie. I agree, except for the abomination that is Chris Brown's cover of the song This Christmas. That was horrifying and made me hate that movie. I'll never watch it again. Okay, love you guys. Bye.
So, Lynn, were you at the DMV before we started our episode? The DMV, maybe. Getting some dental work done. Were you at the dentist maybe earlier that day?
No, actually, I wasn't. I don't really remember what had happened before Almost Christmas. I didn't think I was that irritated.
Going to New York and got stuck in traffic trying to get through the Lincoln Tunnel.
I didn't think I was that irritated when I saw that.
It's just your general disposition.
I don't think I was irritated during the show. I thought I was.
That's just who you are. I had a rather ordinary day. I just don't really like things. I love the fact that Sharon tried to give you.
I know she did. God bless her.
Opening and out. Can I tell you something funny? My father-in-law, since I've met him for over 2 decades, every time we talk, he's a sports fanatic.
Okay.
And he'll ask me something about sports. And every time I'm like, I don't really
you don't
follow
know
sports. I don't really like sports. And then the very next time we see each other, he asks me about sports again. But you know what it is? He loves me so much and he respects me so much as a man that certainly I must like sports.
Right.
Because I'm a man.
But yeah, there's no way that I could be a man that he likes and loves.
Right. And
you
not
don't like sports.
So every time and it's the same thing over. Sharon likes and respects you so much that she just assumed that something had happened.
Something must be wrong.
Something must be wrong.
This is so un-Len. This is not like Len.
It's a lot of passion about soul food Christmas. Something must have happened.
I'm going to call them and see it. Make sure Len's
make sure Len's okay. That was a wellness check.
It was.
That was a wellness check.
That's exactly what it was.
Right.
And I appreciate that, Sharon.
You good?
Thank you.
You good?
I'm good.
See, I would have just called and said, like every now and then something will happen. And I'll just text Len and say, you good?
That's all he does.
That's my wellness check. I'll just say, hey, you good? Because we do have to look out for each other.
We do.
So,
we do. And I appreciate that, Sharon.
Yes.
I'm fine. I don't know what came over me.
I don't know what came.
That's all I can say. It's all a blur.
It's all a blur.
I don't even remember it anymore.
I agree with her about Chris Brown covering This Christmas. A surprising amount of fans, though, of that version.
Well, you know why? Because let's be honest, This Christmas, and even like, because it's been remade a few times, what's probably is the most, up to Chris Brown, the most famous remake of it is probably what? Alexander O'Neal, didn't he do a version of it?
No, I know the Whispers have a version. There's a particularly hot and sweaty and 80s version that the Temptations did that I have fondness for.
I've never
but
heard
I don't really push it.
Please don't, because I've never heard
you can hear Dennis Edwards' Jerry Curl on the track.
I never heard it.
Yeah.
But the thing is that even the most popular remake of that song,
Sure.
right? By the time Chris Brown gets hold of it, it's probably already 20 years old.
Sure.
So in who knows, in his mind, he's just remaking, half-baked whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? How, of a song that, his mom or God knows, maybe
right,
his
grandmother,
grandparents were fond of.
Right.
And he's putting his spin on it, and kids, that's what they love.
That's what they love.
Because there's a bit of heresy in Black Nativity, the film that we're going to be reviewing tonight as well.
Yeah.
So in those same, along those same lines.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There you go.
All right. So anyway.
All right. Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you very much, Sharon. We really appreciate that. You and your voicemail and your wellness check.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Vamp for a little bit, Vince, because I think I figured out what's wrong with your camera.
Just figured out what's wrong with the camera.
Yes.
So like, I wish people could see this little mini tripod that you have set up with the camera, because it actually, you know what it looks like? It looks like those scary things in The Wiz. They do. It actually looks like the puppets.
Yes, they do.
That man in the subway had, but now I'm not going to be able to take my eyes off of it for the rest of the evening.
Lest it comes attacking you.
Comes and attacks me.
Yes.
All right.
Won't have that happen. All right. So
all right.
Onward and upward.
Onward and upward.
Your brother Damon says that Chris Brown's butchering of This Christmas has a bizarre following. The only remake of that song that's acceptable is the Whispers version.
The Whispers is pretty sweaty too.
See, I'm not a Whispers.
The Whispers in general,
yes,
are pretty sweaty.
I'm not a fan of the Whispers
because they're twins.
Well, that's not, because I'm a twin, so I'm not going to knock that.
And they're not that tall. And you're a twin, but y'all are fraternal twins.
Okay. Whoa. See, I don't like that.
Fraternal twins aren't freaky like identical twins.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
And the Whispers, Walter and Scotty, are twins. And then they got the mustaches.
There's the big Durville mustache.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if they're Durville's kids.
Look, man. I mean, I think they're probably all around the same age. What I thought you were going to say is, I wonder if he ever hung out with the Whispers.
They may have hung out. I don't know. I think Durville is probably older than the Whispers, than the twins. Durville was a man in the 70s.
You know what? This seems to be something that I think is worthy of actual research. Is Durville Martin and Walter and Scotty from the Whispers about the same age? All right, so Durville Martin was born in 1939.
Right. And I bet
Walter.
Wait a minute. I bet they were born in the 50s.
Oh, when you search it, actually says Walter and Scotty of the Whispers comes up as a search. Let me see. This was American Grin.
I don't think they may not even have like a link for themselves, do they?
Oh, they don't. Well, they formed 1963. How come they don't say how old?
The group, they formed in 1963?
Yeah, I knew that. How old?
I didn't think they formed that old.
When do you think they would have formed?
For some reason, like I thought they were like maybe late 60s, 70s when they started singing.
And Scotty of the Whispers. Let's see. Oh, they were born 1943, so they're 4 years younger than Durville Martin.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
I didn't think so. I thought they were younger than that.
Oh no, the mustaches told me they were all contemporaries.
Well, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
All right, so now we all know And this is why you have to get up every morning, because I suspect no one thought when they woke up this morning that by the time they went to bed later, they would know that Walter and Scotty of the Whispers are 4 years younger than Durville Martin.
You're right. And Robin Browning said, stop talking about fraternal twins, Vincent. She's a fraternal twin.
I'm not
And
talking about
and
them.
we can finish each other's sentences, which is true.
Yes.
Me and my sister can finish each other's sentences too.
I love fraternal twins. I'm just saying nobody's making horror movies about y'all.
It sounded like you were talking a little bit out of the side of your mouth.
When people do horror movie stuff, it's with identical twins. That's all. I love fraternal twins.
They should think about doing.
It's 2 kids for the price of 1.
They should think about doing horror movies with us. Fraternal twins are we're nastier.
I'll take your word for it.
We are. I don't know what I'm talking about. We also got just like a little hit up on Facebook Messenger from Robert Monroe Jr.
Hey, Robert.
in regards to the movie The Apartment.
Oh, okay.
Which is streaming now on Turner Classic Movies. It's
nice
up there. And he says that when and it was airing in his area recently.
Okay.
So he mentions that when I worked in the New York City video store, 2 young women in their 20s came in and asked for a suggestion. I asked a few questions to find out what they were interested in, and then I suggested The Apartment.
Okay.
They came back in about 30 minutes to return the movie because it was in black and white. I even offered to pay for the movie if they'd watch it, and they turned down my offer. This is the reason why I make sure that my twins, Robert Monroe with twins, watch black and white movies from an early age.
Okay. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. You run into people like that periodically, though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't watch black and white movies.
Can't get down with them. I made it it wasn't necessarily making it a habit because they were black and white, just trying to introduce Olivia to good cinema.
Sure.
Have her watch movies, regardless of whether or not they were in color or not. And I don't think she watches as many old movies anymore, but she has an appreciation for them.
Sure.
The one, surprisingly, that she has the most appreciation for is Whatever Happened to Baby Jane.
Well, that's high drama.
I know, but it's also campy.
I meant, that's actually what I meant. Yeah.
So and she kind of like she loves that movie.
Yeah.
And it's not, and when she watched it, it's not so much it scared her. She was just like, ugh, it's like they're both evil.
I was about to say it's grotesque.
Somebody just kill them both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to introduce your kids to the good stuff.
Yeah.
You have to. All right. Dame Miss Makiba.
Hey, Miss Makiba.
In the chat in regards to the Whispers version. Of this Christmas, she says that I just heard the Layla and Donnie version over the weekend. That is oddly satisfying. I think that's the version where they kind of like sing over Layla Hathaway, Donnie Hathaway's daughter,
Nat King Cole, Natalie Cole,
ish, right? So that she sings over his version. I think I've heard that before.
Oh, I refuse to listen to it.
It's certainly been a minute since I've heard it. Is it not?
Well, no, literally, I've never heard it.
Oh, okay.
And I don't plan on ever listening to it.
Why?
Because there's no way I'm going to like it as much as Donnie Hathaway, but that's her father. So she should absolutely be able to do it.
Yeah.
So I've just recused myself.
I do. I
from
mean,
the
like,
entire situation.
Speaking of,
it's kind of like the Natalie Cole. Like I hate the Natalie Cole, Nat King Cole stuff. Remember that period where she was just doing all the duets with her father's voice?
I only heard The Unforgettable. I didn't know that she did.
She had at least one album of them.
Oh, well, that's not cool.
Yeah. Hey, that's her daddy.
No, she could do it.
She could do it.
I could see not wanting to listen
right. And I hope
that.
she made all the money in the world off of it. And I hope Layla Hathaway makes $1 billion. I'm never going to listen to it, though. But I'm glad Miss Makiba liked it.
She found it oddly satisfying.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right. Your brother coming with all the facts. Everybody's coming with the facts at the end of the year, ladies and gentlemen. According to Unsung,
okay,
the Whispers had a major pimp following in the 70s.
Yes.
So of course they were around Dolomite and his crew. So maybe
Yes.
they do.
Have you ever heard that story
No.
about the Whispers and Pimps?
No.
They had a huge pimp following. This is all
So
true.
The pimps liked
The Pimps loved the Whispers. So when the Whispers came out with the song Olivia, which, as we all know, is about the scourge of prostitution, the Pimps were mad at them. They were like, yo, watch all that commentary.
So what they said, did they say they're going to take out a hit on?
No. You know, I think pimps are lovers, not fighters, but they did feel like it was bad form. Like you have this pimp foundation of your fan base, and you make this song Olivia, which is about the scourge of prostitution. We found that to be bad form.
Oh, wow.
I think the pimps may have sent them a form letter.
Yes.
Yeah.
They got a hold of their shopkeeper.
Right.
Union.
Take a letter. Dear Walter and or Scotty.
Stop. Why are you talking about my hoes? Stop.
I actually do need a new Seville.
Stop.
All right.
Anyway, Vincent, have you ever heard of the game Culture Tag?
I have not.
This is a cool game. I don't know how many of you know about this. Culture Tags.
Maybe don't hold it upside down.
Culture Tag.
I mean, if you're giving out free
I
advertising,
can do it right.
at least do it right.
I know Vincent hates this. But look, I got this for Christmas, actually.
Which
Culture
means
Tag.
he actually stands by it.
It's a game for people who love hashtags plus the culture. It's and it's by a Black-owned company, Culture Brands LLC.
All right.
Okay.
Love that. Love that.
So the game, Vincent, is basically this. All right. So you have to figure out this phrase from the culture.
What you talking about, Willis?
That's based
Did I do
on
that?
Both of those are part of the game.
Ooh.
Okay.
You're
Look,
in trouble. All right.
all
Go
right,
ahead.
look,
I'm sorry.
that's not one. So I've got a couple for you, Vincent,
Okay. All right.
to see whether or not you will be able to figure out
Okay.
what these are. And I'll give you the clues.
Okay.
Okay. So this one is from family and friends.
Okay. Family and friends.
Okay. It's EYIOYO. And the clue to this phrase is another way of saying you're either with us or you're against us.
Either you're in or you're out.
There you go, Vincent.
Is that a black phrase?
I don't think so, but according to Culture Tags, it is.
All right.
All right. Very good. Vincent.
All right.
All right. This next one, FYF. Now you're probably thinking this means the same thing that I thought it meant. But that's not it.
What is something that Vince says about people's thoughts and opinions all the time? Your feelings.
Vincent, when I played this game over the weekend, I thought for sure I had a winner. I was like, your feelings.
Your feelings.
No, Len, that's not
Oh,
it.
that's not it. All right, go ahead.
I don't know what black people made up this game.
All right, but go ahead.
All right.
What's my clue?
Here's the clue.
Okay.
Here's the clue. All right. You're walking into Walmart with Adam.
Okay.
Adam is bawling.
Oh,
crying.
yeah. Oh, fix your face.
Fix-
I mean, it's actually around the same kind of thing of the feelings.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fix your face.
Fix your face. Very good. Very good. All right. All right. Very good. Okay. This one, ITOT,
Okay.
a phrase, kind of like a family and friends phrase. When there's just no more to argue about. ITOT.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm tired of talking.
Oh, I'm tired of talking. Okay.
There you go. I'm tired of talking.
Usually when I'm tired of talking, though, I would never say I'm tired of talking.
You just stop talking, right?
Or, hey, man, if you like it, I love it.
That's true.
Said by someone who neither likes it nor loves it.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
This one, Vincent, is from TV and film.
Okay.
Okay. This is a popular saying that I know you've used more than once.
Okay.
And it's, let's see, how do you say this? There's only one star in the group.
Oh yeah. You know what? It's so funny because I just saw a posting where they said that Otis is still booking seats for the Temptations, and the Temptations have been touring nonstop since he was the only he's the only original member left. So apparently David Ruffin, as portrayed by Leon in the miniseries The Temptations, was wrong when he said, "Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis."
Ain't nobody coming to see you.
Because apparently a lot of people are coming to see Otis
now.
That was improvised.
Oh, really?
That line was improvised. Apparently, during rehearsal, Leon said it. And the actor who portrayed Otis, it really irritated him. Because it's so disrespectful.
It is disrespectful.
And you could see on his face how irritated he was when Leon said, "Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis." Apparently, the director asked Leon not to say it because it upset the actor so much.
But Leon,
of course, knew this is gold.
Yeah, we need it.
So when you see him saying, "Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis," that's actual disgust and offense on the actor playing Otis's face.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, one more, Vincent.
One more
from TV and film.
TV and film.
This is a title to a movie.
Okay.
HTBAP.
Okay.
If I were to go to a school to learn how to shoot.
Oh, yeah. How to Be a Player is not a good
How to Be a Player
movie. Yeah.
How to Be a Player. How to Be a Player.
So it has clues written on the back, or you have to come up with your own clues?
No, it does have. It has clues. Well, the clues aren't written on the back, but what it actually is.
So then you have to come up with clues.
You've got to come up with the clues.
So like if we were playing together, we would be murdering people right now.
Yes.
We just destroy people.
Of course, you would think so, but we both thought FYF.
Sharon's gonna leave a voicemail. Wonder what I was doing earlier. So aggressive.
Can you tell Vincent to fix his face?
All right, so that is culture. What's it called?
Culture tags.
Culture tag.
Culture tag. Miss Bakiba says we love culture tags. Also, my family is chock full of cusses. The kids were hilarious editing themselves while guessing. Exactly, because you're filling in you see F's and you're like, look, yeah,
it's
bug, right? But I thought it was fun.
All right, yeah, that is fun. So there you go. Good stocking stuffer.
Oh, and Deborah Battle actually corrects you, Vincent. I thought so.
Okay.
Natalie Cole only did the one song that was the duet with her father. The rest were her doing old standards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought she didn't.
All right, they didn't just excavate all his.
Yeah,
like his voice, just her in a room with some real to reels.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought so. That could, because otherwise you lose the specialness.
Hey man, I wouldn't listen to none.
Well, I actually liked her singing "Unforgettable" because it's a duet with her father, but it is also a love song. She's like turning it inward as a love song to him.
Okay.
And then it makes it read as he's singing a love song to her.
Okay.
And what daughter wouldn't want that from their father and vice versa?
All right.
So I actually love it.
If you like it, I love it. See what I did there?
Fuck your Fuck you, Phyllis. All right. Time for the top five.
Oh.
Top five. Who's your top five? My top five is. My top five is. My top five is. My top five is.
Top five, ladies and gentlemen, where I give Vincent a top five list of my creation, and then he has his commentary about it. Vincent, are you ready for tonight's top five?
I am ready.
I think it's a little bit of a doozy.
Okay.
All right, because I've been trying to make these themed around Christmas and the holiday season.
Okay.
Right. And let's face it, when a lot of us, young and old, think of Christmas and the holiday season, not only we think about gathering together with our families and friends and the trees and the toys and the stuff, stocking stuff. And then depending on your spiritual bent, you may think of other things as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we all unified think of the Christmas specials of the time.
Okay.
You know, especially the animated specials,
Mm-hmm.
especially of our youth. And none are more cherished than the animated specials of Rankin Bass,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
who made a treasure trove of Christmas specials over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So it is with sincere fondness that tonight's top five, we take a look at the not top five Rankin and Bass Christmas specials.
I'm going to disagree with at least one of these.
Really?
I can feel it.
Okay. All right. We're going from number 5 to number 1.
Okay.
The unrankin Bassin
Yes.
Christmas specials. Number 5 is The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus from 1985.
Okay.
You're probably not even aware of this.
I am aware of this. It's sort of a low budget version of Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
A bit of it.
Yeah.
In this
Not low budget, but like just not as good.
not as well, yeah. And this stop motion, this is
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
same stop motion animation. In this one, Santa Claus, like there is like this council of deities
Mm-hmm.
that are basically have to pass judgment on whether or not Santa Claus should be deemed an immortal,
Right.
so that he can continue on forever on giving gifts to the kids and boys, or boys and girls. And in doing so, the special kind of like flashes back to a whole new origin of Santa Claus that is wholly different from the more, recognized Rankin Bass Santa Claus from like the 60s and 70s,
Mm-hmm.
which was I think that was the Santa Claus is Coming to
Santa
Town.
Claus is Coming to Town. Yeah.
Right.
The definitive origin of Santa Claus.
To me,
Oh,
actually,
absolutely.
that's my origin.
Oh, yeah.
Like I don't care what anybody else is. That's my
yeah.
origin. But this one, it's just unnecessary.
Yes.
And 2, like it starts to get on a theme of a lot of their specials in that it's dealing with death, because it's all
Mhm.
about like, well, do we let Santa Claus die
Right.
or not? I'm like, whew.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if I don't need y'all to go there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's way more existential than I want it to be. I'm sitting there eating Christmas cookies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's number 5.
Okay. I
Uh,
agree.
All right. But it's number 5 because it's not the worst.
Okay.
It's just a
Okay.
Number 4
Number 4.
is The Little Drummer Boy
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
from 1968.
Yeah.
Which is 1968 it's in there. It's like right in their wheelhouse. This is where they're kind of like perfecting their things. The Little Drummer Boy, and this is for some people, this is their definitive Little Drummer Boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's
Absolutely.
been more than a few of them, but this one is just sad.
Yes.
It's so somber.
Yeah.
It's not funny at all. There's nothing cute about it. There's not a whole lot of like anthropomorphic animals running around because it's just this drummer boy for the most part.
Yes.
And he's
This
just
poor ass
starving
drummer boy.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, God, he make it like,
Yeah.
jeez, he makes Oliver look full.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
It's just so depressing.
It is.
It's just real depressing. The songs are a dirge. It's like, oh my God.
Can I say something might be controversial?
Wow.
And I don't want to step on the 3 that are coming. I don't like any of the religious Christmas specials.
Me neither.
Christmas cartoons.
Me neither.
I don't like them.
No, I don't like them. Me neither. Number 3,
Okay.
Pinocchio's Christmas.
This is Rankin Bass.
This is Rankin Bass.
Is this stop motion?
Yes, it's stop motion.
I've never heard of this.
Pinocchio's Christmas deals with Pinocchio having to find a gift for Geppetto.
Okay.
And supposedly hilarity ensues.
What year is this?
1980.
Really?
Yes. It's not good. It's not funny at all. It's not. I see. It's just not. It's not good. It's not a good movie at all.
Okay. I'm with you so far.
And Jiminy Cricket looks like a roach. It's not.
I do remember.
It's
this.
not good.
He did look like a roach.
He looks like a little roach, man.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh no.
Yeah.
No.
That is it.
That's a fail.
Okay.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Nestor, the long-eared Christmas donkey.
I hated this
From
special.
1970.
What? Oh my. Oh, I
This
hated
is another religious one.
I know.
Because
This is the one I was thinking about,
this
actually.
is Nestor with his long ears, but him
Come on,
showing up at the
man.
manger of Mary and Joseph. I actually think his ears become like Mary's
Yes,
blanket.
yeah, I was about to say they wrap it. And it puts you in such a terrible position as a kid. Because it's like you're sitting there like, I hate something about Jesus. Like this is about Jesus and I hate it.
Right.
Am I a bad person?
Yeah, I'm not supposed to be.
You're not a bad person. It's just a terrible special.
It's not. Yeah, just a fail.
Oh,
Just a swing and a miss. However, the number 1 unranking Bass
number 1.
Christmas special to me,
Worse than Nestor, the long-eared donkey.
yes,
Okay.
is the Leprechaun's Christmas Gold from 1981.
I remember this.
Now, reading from IMDb, ladies and gentlemen.
Was this was stop motion, wasn't it?
Yes, yes, it was. Leprechaun's kicking a jig
I thought this was a fever dream.
in one of the more unsung Rankin Bass Christmas specials. An Irish sailor is stranded on an island full of leprechauns and soon finds himself aiding them in protecting their gold from a greedy hag. In the Leprechaun's Christmas Gold.
I don't disagree with you, but I kind of like how amazingly bizarre this is.
No, I don't. I think I watched that one time. I was like, what the?
I am going to watch this on YouTube later. I forgot all about this. And I
Don't do
remember
it to us.
watching it.
Don't do it to
This
yourself.
is the most bizarre. I will take this over Nestor the long-eared donkey
Okay.
and the little drummer boy.
Okay. See, but the reason why I can't put it over them is the exact same reason you said. They're about Jesus.
They're about it's like you finally get to the point where it's like Christmas break. Because remember, at this point, it's like they're like these are the deep cuts.
Mm-hmm.
So like you're maybe a day or two out from Christmas,
Right?
Because I seem to remember they would front load the A-list joints. Like at this point, you've seen the Grinch, you've seen Rudolph, you've seen Frosty, you've seen Santa's Coming to Town, you've seen A Year Without a Santa, like you've seen
Charlie Brown, Christmas.
Charlie Brown, Mr. Magoo, like you've seen all the big ones. So now you are deep into the sea, like it's the 22nd or 23rd. My house, I guarantee you, I'm having a fever dream from the sugar. Between the cookies and the eggnog, and I'm on the sofa and I'm into it. They put this depressing shit on. It's like, come on, man.
I know.
Come on.
I know. It makes me think.
Never forget the real reason for the season, children. Come on, man. Can I just watch some specials? So yeah, I'll take the Leprechaun over those two.
I can't put the Leprechauns over Jesus.
Boy, it's lots of pull quotes from this episode.
It's true. What do you think, real quick, what do you think was like the last animated special that hit you that was new? Because in my mind, even though I probably was about a teenager when it came out, I remember it probably was the California Raisins Christmas.
That's your choice.
Well, because I remember seeing that, at a time when I was still kind of in the animation, but I was old enough that I had a real appreciation for good animation.
Right.
And say what you want about the California Raisins, it was stop motion animation.
No. You're not the first person I've heard. Call that out.
It was actually very beautiful for at the time.
Yeah.
And it was timely. And they were singing like, it was freaking like almost like Temptations, like singing, So I remember kind of liking that.
I am an Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas guy.
You've mentioned that one.
I have. I remember that coming out, and we were. What year was it?
I think it was 80 something.
Yeah, like what year's Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas?
Emmett Otter. Are you asking Siri or whatever your thing is? Emmett Otter. 1977.
So it actually isn't as late as I thought it was.
Yeah.
But that's the latest one. Like I remember seeing that as a new Christmas special and thinking, this is really good. So probably Emmett Otter.
And the California Raisin Christmas special is 1987.
Yeah. Oh, so 10 years later. Yeah.
I was a young 20.
I was about to say you were sitting in your apartment. You had ordered like some Chinese food in a 40 and you were sitting and watching it.
I was a young 20. Joined, I guess. Anyway, let's keep moving.
Keeping it moving. Well, that's a good listen. I don't disagree with any of them. Maybe I disagree with the order, but as you say, your retort is Jesus.
Exactly. All right. So with that out of the way, let's get into the Game of Kings.
Yes.
That's the key. Why, you would be surprised what a person can do with just a sense of touch and a sense of sound.
6 Degrees of Durville Martin, ladies and gentlemen, where Vincent will attempt to get to 2 actors of my choice and connect them in 6 movies or less to Durville Martin.
Yes.
That Santa pimp we all know and love.
Yes.
We've been spending the month of December giving you actors who have played Santa Claus or Mrs. Claus.
Yes.
I'm going to give you an actress who played Mrs. Claus in the movie titled Mrs. Claus.
There was a film called Mrs. Claus.
Called Mrs. Claus.
Interesting.
So in 6 films or less, Vincent,
Okay.
connect Durville Martin
Durville Martin.
to
2.
the late Angela Lansbury,
Angela Lansbury,
who we just lost this
who we
past year.
just lost. Angela, what was Angela Lansbury? Wait. That's not her in The King and I, is it?
No.
No. Angela Lansbury. Again, now we're talking about people that I only know from TV. Wasn't Angela Lansbury in one of those big musicals?
She may have been in, well, she was in a big musical that I'm certain you've seen, that fairly recent.
Oh, wait. I know she was in Beauty and the Beast.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is,
That's the musical I was thinking about.
she wasn't in the live action one though.
I don't think so.
Yeah. The problem is, I don't know who else
And even if she was, she would have
I don't
been
know
probably
who
just her
else
voice.
was in Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, you don't remember the guy who does the Beast?
Who plays the Beast? Whose voice is that as the Beast?
Why don't I think? Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of the TV show.
Right.
I'm thinking of TV show.
Why do I see Angela Lansbury in an old-timey dress as a young woman
Mm-hmm.
in a musical?
Oh, in the musical? Because I definitely know her in an old-timey dress in a movie or 2.
What's the old movie she would have been in that I'm looking at her in?
In an old-timey dress?
Yeah, like young Angela Lansbury, because I really don't know her.
In my mind, I'm thinking of a film from 1944. So I don't know if that's the film you're
Is
talking
it a film that someone would have seen who's not watching Turner Classic Movies all the time?
It's actually a very historic film. It is a film that coined whose title has coined a term that people talk about all the time. Gaslight.
Yes, I'm not thinking it's not Gaslight.
Yeah, I didn't think it was Gaslight.
She's not in a bigger movie than that?
She is.
What's the bigger movie?
Probably the movie that you would know is The Manchurian Candidate, the original.
I can't remember anybody in The Manchurian Candidate.
Really? I mean, there's one huge name in The Manchurian Candidate, Vince.
Who is in The Manchurian Candidate? I know this is sacrilege, but I actually always think about the remake.
Oh, wow. You know, I've never seen the remake.
It's really good.
See, if you see the first one,
Yeah.
you would.
Yeah, who's the star of that? Who's the big guy in that?
Frank Sinatra.
Okay, well, yeah. Did that guy just use Frank then? What if I can use Frank Tell you what, I'll use Frank, but I'll use Frank interesting. I'll use Frank Sinatra without using Sammy Davis Jr.
Okay.
And this is how I'll do that. Durville Martin is in Durville Martin is in Five on the Black Hand side with Dick Anthony Williams, who's in Mo Better Blues with Denzel Washington, who's in It's too long. It's too long. Yeah, it's too long. I have to use. I was trying not to use any Rat Pack people. But I can't get to Frank Sinatra quickly enough without using them. I don't think. That's the only problem. So unfortunately, I do have to go short. So Durville Martin is in Guess Who's Coming to Dinner with Sidney Poitier, who's in Porgy and Bess with Sammy Davis Jr., who, yes, is in, let's just say Robin and the Seven Hoods with Frank Sinatra, who's in the Manchurian Candidate with Angela Lansbury.
Very good, Vincent.
I was trying to get to Marlon Brando quickly. And then Marlon Brando was in Robin and the Seven Hoods. No, Marlon Brando is in Guys and Dolls
With Frank Sinatra. Yeah.
But I couldn't get to Marlon Brando quickly from Durville Martin. I was trying to maybe do Vivian Leigh in Streetcar Named Desire, or then I was just trying to be cute and go to Superman. But I couldn't get to him.
Another movie, I knew there was another Disney movie that she was in. This might have been the movie that you were thinking about.
What?
Because it's a musical. Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
Is Dick Van Dyke in that?
No, this is just.
It's just her?
It's just her. That's her big thing. She's in Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. Of course, in the Manchurian Candidate, Beauty and the Beast, you had mentioned. She's also a voice in the animated Anastasia.
Okay.
She is in Mrs. Santa Claus, which is
right.
Brought up to here.
Who's in
Mrs. Santa Claus?
Yeah,
it's a small movie.
Okay, all right.
And another movie a big movie that she was in was well, you might not know this movie, The Long Hot Summer from 1958 with Paul Newman. That was actually a very good movie. And Gaslight, yeah. Even though from 1944 is a heralded film with Charles Boyer and Ingrid Bergman.
Oh, okay, it's a nice cast.
Yeah, and she's in the picture of Dorian Gray.
Oh,
the original. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go, Vincent.
There you go.
Well done. All right. That was your Mrs. Claus.
Okay.
Now it's time for Santa Claus.
Who's old Saint Nick?
Santa Claus in 6 movies or less, Vincent. To get from Durville Martin to
2.
Ed Asner.
Ed Asner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, he's another one. You are killing me with the TV people.
But these are people that played.
Yes.
And both of them played, to be fair, they played Santa or Mrs. Claus in movies.
Yes,
Okay.
but they make their bones on television.
Yeah.
Ed Asner's another one. What was he in?
Well, he was in a movie.
Yes,
Santa Claus.
about Santa Claus. Yeah. What's the last movie Ed Asner made?
Let's see here, Vincent.
Speaking of Superman, it's like Ned Beatty plays Ed Asner. Plays Perry White as Ed Asner.
The last movie that he made, wow. He is a voice in the animated Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules, which was a posthumous release.
Yeah.
Last movie that he did that he's was around to see was Faith, Hope, and Love, which was a 2019 romantic comedy.
Ugh. Yeah, I don't know what Ed Asner is in. What's his big movie role before he goes on TV in the 70s and then he's like, I'm done?
Well, to be honest, as huge of a star as he is, his biggest movie role wasn't until 2009.
Is it animated?
Mm-hmm.
What is Ed Asner in animated?
And this is not the movie that he plays Santa Claus in.
Who is he the voice of?
He is the lead voice. Up.
Oh, that's right. He is. Who's the other old dude in Up?
Christopher Plummer.
Christopher Plummer.
So that gives you some connective tissue.
Yeah, it does. Cause oh my goodness gracious.
Now you got to think of Christopher Plummer movies.
No, right. Because I go right to
The Hammer films.
No, the funny thing is I'm going to The Sound of Music. Which of course has how did I just forget her name?
Julie Andrews.
Julie Andrews, who's in The Sound of Music. And Julie Andrews, right? So Ed Asner's in Up with Christopher Plummer. He's in The Sound of Music with Julie Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
Julie Andrews is in Mary Poppins with Dick Van Dyke. And Dick Van Dyke
Getting over to Durville.
Right.
I can get you there.
Dick Van Dyke is in Bye Bye Birdie with Anne Margaret, who's in Grumpy Old Men with dude whose name I always forget. Why can I not remember his name?
Jack Lemmon.
Jack Lemmon, who's in Some Like It Hot with Tony Curtis, who's in The Defiant Ones with Sidney Poitier, who's in Guess Who's Coming to Dinner with Durville. But I think I've run out.
Like 12 now.
Yeah. All right, but we're trying to get to Ed Asner and Christopher Plummer. What else is he in besides Up? Like Ed Asner, what is Ed Asner's deal?
Well, the movie
Because he's just on TV all the time.
The movie that he plays Santa Claus was Elf.
Oh, you know what? I've never actually seen Elf.
Really?
I know.
That's a good movie. That's a fun movie.
I've never actually seen Elf.
It's kind of fun.
Look,
it's kind of fun. Bob Newhart's in it. It's kind of fun.
Well, certainly he is in there with
Will Ferrell.
Mm-hmm. And Will Ferrell is, of course, in Anchorman 2 with Megan Good.
Mm-hmm.
And Megan Good is in Eve's Bayou with Samuel Jackson, who's in Mo Better Blues. No, who's in Boomerang with Eddie Murphy. No, who's in Boomerang. No. Right. He's in Guess Who's he's in Coming to America with Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy is in Boomerang with Leonard Jackson, who's in 5 on the Black Hand Side
with
Durville Martin.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well done, Vincent. You got there.
That may have been too many too.
May have been.
Durville Martin is in 5 on the Black Hand Side with Dick Anthony Williams, who's in Mo Better Blues with Denzel Washington, who's in Philadelphia with Tom Hanks, who's in The Green Mile with Michael Clark Duncan.
Okay.
Who's in Talladega Nights with Will Ferrell.
Oh, okay.
Who's in Elf with Ed Asner.
With Ed Asner.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
There you go. Now that's definitely 6.
That's definitely 6.
Okay.
All
right.
Well done, Vincent.
I mean, you know. Ed Asner. What is this big movie?
I
mean, besides Up.
What do you mean besides Up? He's the lead in the movie. It's a movie that everybody talks about.
But the man has had a career for 37 million years.
Okay, well, yes, primarily it was
on television.
But he did do a full like he did a few movies, but for a lot of his movies, he plays like the heavy. He's not like
right.
In his younger days, he's not a star.
Right.
He's just a name, a reliable face.
So is Mary Tyler Moore his break?
Mary Tyler Moore is really the movie that the move that breaks him out. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And think of how old he was already.
Yeah,
then.
that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Never give up on your dreams.
Because then from Mary Tyler Moore, then he gets the spinoff.
Yeah.
Lou Grant, which gave him even more prominence.
Yes.
And then his career. And then after that, he kind of becomes like a political figure in Hollywood.
I know.
In Hollywood. So while he still has a career, he's also important because of the, fighting on the other side. So there you go.
All right.
Well done, Vince.
All right.
It's time for us to get into our review of Black Nativity.
Are you gonna say something? what is happening right now.
Okay. Well, I don't have any trailer talk. You don't have any trailer talk.
You just no. You weirdo. You were just sitting there. All right, let me. You ready?
I'm ready.
Black Nativity, a 2013 musical drama, tells the story of Langston, a Baltimore teen raised by a single mother who travels to New York City to spend the Christmas holiday with his estranged grandparents, the Reverend Cornell Cobbs, and his wife, Aretha. However, Langston soon finds that the Cobbs have strict rules, and the youth is unwilling to follow them. Instead, he sets out on a return journey to his mother and finds the value of faith, healing, and family along the way. Based on the 1961 play by Langston Hughes, Black Nativity stars Forrest Whitaker, Angela Bassett, Jennifer Hudson, Jacob Lattimore, and Tyrese Gibson, with appearances by Mary J. Blige, Nas, and Vondi Curtis Hall. Directed and written for the screen by Cassie Lemons, this was the choice of Lynn Webb as we end our journey into the Christmas season here on the Micheaux Mission. Lynn, what say you of Black Nativity?
I really wanted to like this movie.
Yeah.
Because I have high regards for many of the featured faces of this film.
Mhm.
We've gone on before about our admiration of both Forrest Whitaker and Angela Bassett, especially on this mission before. I have high regard for Jennifer Hudson as a talent. I don't even mind Tyrese Gibson that much. For the most part, and when put in a okay role, I like him. And more to the point, we also have a great appreciation for the writing and direction of Cassie Lemons.
No doubt.
Yet it does not come together well in Black Nativity. As you mentioned, this is an adaptation of Langston Hughes' play from 1961, which basically takes the story of the birth of Christ and puts it in like an urban like setting.
Yeah.
You know, with all of the trappings to match it and the music to match it, right? And for its time in 1961, this was a powerful piece of work to have up on stage. Certainly counter to the images of Jesus and the birth of Christ, of just that story that were, you know, being widely disseminated across the screens and just across the world,
right,
at that time. And it was a very interesting juxtaposition at that time of looking at, you know, from where Jesus comes, because, you know, historically Mary and Joseph are not people of means. They have to give birth to Jesus in a manger because they have nowhere else to go.
Sure.
They do not have any means by which to get anything else to go. Jesus is born in a manger around animals. He's not born in, like, you know, gold cloth or anything like that. And and Langston Hughes's play puts that in the setting of like the an urban decaying setting to kind of like match and add like commentary for the plight of Black people at
Mhm.
that time, which has made it all the more a powerful statement. Why that play has resonated with people and is often all across the country. Around this time, there are different people that are putting on productions of that play.
Sure.
Right. So it stands to reason that at this time, like, oh, somebody's finally going to put it into a film. Like, all right, this will be great. The time to kind of like blow it out,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you're putting it into the hands of an assured director.
Yeah. Oh,
like
yeah.
Cassie Lemons, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not like, you know, it's somebody's first time at that.
Right.
And to be fair, because of that, the film is gorgeous to look at.
Yes.
It is absolutely 100% a gorgeous movie.
Mm-hmm.
And there are shots in this film, directorial compositions that are stellar in the storytelling and very striking. There's a scene I think of. There's a scene where the young Langston, played by Jacob Lattimore, he's taking a bus into Harlem, and he's about to get off the bus, and you see him walking up the aisle as he's about to turn off to get off the bus because he thinks he's going to meet his grandparents. His grandparents are going to be there to meet him, but his grandparents aren't there. And as the camera is behind him as he's walking up the aisle, and then as he turns to look out, his face is caught in the little rear view mirror of the bus driver, and you can see his look like, oh, where am I? Because he's never been out of Baltimore.
Right.
So it's his first time in New York, and this bus drops him off like right in the middle of Times Square, which made no sense.
Hey,
why
man.
would the bus drop him off in the middle of Times Square, especially on the street side? But anyway, and you see like a little bit of fear.
Oh yeah,
in his eyes, and that direction, that storytelling was spot on. And there are more moments of that in this film. So this film is in assured hands, but I think it goes wrong in that Cassie Lemons, who obviously had high regards for this work, for this piece of Langston Hughes, is maybe a little bit too reverential.
There it is.
To the text.
That's right.
And in doing so, I don't think she crafts a good story around it, because she has to build like the whole idea of Langston and his mother and you know, going to Harlem and everything like that. It's like this framing sequence around the piece, but she doesn't pull it off. It just the connective tissue is just not there, right?
Yeah.
And in her reverence to the piece, she and therefore the script don't get their hands dirty.
Right.
And everything just feels very surface level. It feels just like
like she didn't want to touch it.
Yeah. I'm telling you what we feel, but I'm not showing you what I feel, what you feel. The Langston, he is a boy who we're meant to think is a little wayward, right? A little lost and not knowing. He's unsure of his lineage. He doesn't know anything about his father.
Right.
He seems to be very close with his mother. Yet he's still who's played by Jennifer Hudson, who we're told has done everything in the world for him, and yet she's about to lose the house.
Yeah.
Their house in Baltimore. We're not told why. We're just showing the eviction notice.
No money.
It's just no money.
No money.
So therefore, that's why she's sending him off to live with her parents in for Christmas in Harlem. Her parents, who she's estranged from. At the time, we don't know why.
Right.
We don't know why. We soon learn why, and there's inferences we can kind of like. There's little word clues as to why. You kind of put the pieces together.
Yeah, it's not a great mystery,
but it's not a great mystery,
Yeah.
and nor is it really played with any real tension.
Right.
Like the thing about this film is like there's no tension at all.
Well, like you said, it's almost like Cassie Lemons didn't want to mess with the source material that much, so that it is. But go ahead.
Yeah, and without any type of tension, everything else just becomes words. It it has no meaning. The pictures are beautiful, but it has absolutely no meaning, and therefore you're not feeling that any of the actors are really engaged in their performances at all. Forrest Whitaker plays Langston's grandfather, who is the pastor at this church.
Right.
He comes off as just very by the numbers, very rote, very dry. Angela Bassett is not given much to do, and what she's given to do, she's not doing well at all. She is very one note to me. Admittedly against type for Angela Bassett, because you're not used to seeing Angela Bassett kind of like play a role. Like this is a role that I usually would have seen like Mary Alice in, kind of like softer voice.
I was about to say, she's very tenuous.
Yeah. And
very
timid,
sort of,
And like, so you're not used to seeing Angela Bassett in that kind of role. And I got the feeling like she's not even used to it.
Well,
it doesn't know what to do with it.
It's this weird energy because it's Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
And kind of like it goes to what you said about it's beautiful. And God knows Cassie Lemons captures Angela Bassett in all her Angela Bassett.
To be fair, she captures the blackness in this film beautifully.
Yeah, but someone like Angela Bassett's physicality, there's nothing timid or sort of, passive about it.
Right.
Like you can't take your eyes off of her. So, Angela Bassett sort of pretending to walk on eggshells.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
Just her physicality just doesn't match.
And I think because of that, she therefore does not develop any type of chemistry, I feel, with anybody in a movie. But most of our scenes are with Langston, Jacob Lattimore, or Forrest Whitaker as her husband, and there's no chemistry with any of them. None whatsoever. And now, part of that, I think, it maybe works in the scenes with Jacob because they're supposed to be estranged.
Right. They actually don't know each other.
Right. So maybe it works there, but when it's her and her husband, like Forrest Whitaker, that makes no sense. It's just totally absent.
Well, I get the sense. First of all, I agree with everything you said. Everything that you said, I totally agree with. Starting with the good, I think it is shot beautifully, and there are shots that make you understand or remind you that Cassie Lemons at this point is a master filmmaker.
Yes.
There's a moment where Langston is arrested and he's in a holding cell. And there's a quick shot where Tyrese is in shadow.
Yeah.
And he emerges from the shadow. And Tyrese is a dark brown man. And again, Cassie Lemons, it goes without saying, knows how to shoot black people. The gradual reveal of Tyrese from Shadow was masterful.
Yeah, because at first he's just the voice.
It's just the voice and almost an outline,
Mm-hmm.
but it is a beautiful moment.
Mm-hmm.
They put on a play where there's this extended dream sequence.
Yeah,
Where there's an
Forgot about
image
that.
of Mary J. Blige with wings behind her.
Right.
That reminds me of, frankly, my favorite image that Cassie Lemons has ever captured in the film Caveman's Valentine,
Mm-hmm.
where Samuel L. Jackson's character has hallucinations, and he hallucinates black angels. And they're angels, but instead of the bird wings that angels are usually depicted as having, they have butterfly wings. And it reminded me of that. Much like you, I think it's a gorgeous film. It's a beautiful film. But besides Cassie Lemons, I think some of the distance that I got from everyone's performance, whether we're talking about Angela Bassett, whether we're talking about Forrest Whitaker, whether we're talking about Jennifer Hudson, you almost get the sense that they knew that they were adapting this Langston Hughes play,
Mm-hmm.
and the importance of it. No one really wanted to sink their teeth into it. Like, it's so po-faced.
Yeah.
It's so
that's a good word.
lacking in energy. There's one moment like
slow.
the woman, and you and I talked a quick moment before we started, where I mentioned I was listening to the Jingle Jangle soundtrack on the way over, because there's a moment where Forrest Whitaker's character is praying,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a long prayer, and it's barely passive aggressive in the prayer, but there's a hint of humor in it, where he's praying too long on purpose,
Mm-hmm.
because he knows everyone wants to eat. And Angela Bassett even has a second
Yeah.
where she's responding to it, where it made me think of funny Forrest Whitaker from Jingle Jangle, which took me to Jingle Jangle. But I needed more of that.
Yeah.
Like, there's no humor, there's no warmth,
Yeah.
there's no energy. Just everyone is very much, this is a Langston Hughes play that we're dealing with.
So therefore it's filled with this self-importance that it doesn't
Right.
earn.
That it doesn't earn, and is not really there, because it's a pretty slight film. The film comes at an hour and a half. 20 minutes of that is singing.
Yeah, we'll touch on that.
15 minutes of it is this extended dream sequence.
So
there isn't even really a lot of plot.
And the dream sequence is intercut with the performance of that's going on in the church.
Yeah.
So you really are unsure, okay, which reality we're in.
Right.
And I know, I know that part of the discomfort about that is probably purposeful, because it does cut back to, you see Langston asleep in the pew, so that's kind of like your signal that he's dreaming some of these other things that are going on, but it comes off as a little bit of a mess and a hodgepodge. It doesn't really 100% stick together, nor do I think, to me anyway, that whatever lessons we are meant to have seen him glean from this dream, I don't think they necessarily resonate at the end with this big climax, the big set piece at the end where everything comes together.
Right. Well, I don't think you're meant to glean it, because something like, he's a little criminal. Like,
he's a criminal wannabe.
He's a criminal, but he makes bad decision after bad decision.
True.
You never get the sense that he's really learned anything, people just kind of look out for him, which,
That's true.
is nothing wrong with looking out for a kid. But if he is the central character, there's no real arc with him.
You don't really get an arc. It's just people talking to him. The three wise men, as it were.
Right. The wise men talk to him, and as I said about the Great Mystery, it's barely a twist. Like everything that you think is going to happen,
it happens.
It happens. And then, like you said, it just sort of ends.
Yeah. And it's like I said, it's a shame because I really wanted to like this movie.
Dude, if you told me that Cassie Lemons was writing and directing a film with Forrest Whitaker, Angela Bassett, Jennifer Hudson, and Vondie Curtis Hall, I would just throw my money at you.
And Vondie Curtis Hall, the shame of it is that he pretty much is wasted for one big scene.
Right. He's in the one scene,
which I think one of the other failing blocks of this film is Jacob Latimer at this time is a nice looking young man.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have a lot of chops. There's not a lot of there.
I didn't think he was any worse than anyone else.
No, I don't think he's worse than anyone.
He didn't strike me as the weakest link.
No, I don't think he's the weakest link, but I think that like the shame of it is, I was going to say, is like Vondie Curtis Hall is got that one scene where it's supposed to be like he catches Langston in trying to pull a fast one.
Right.
And he like checks him. And so there's supposed to be that's supposed to be a kind of like a dramatic moment.
Right. Like a big moment.
And it falls flat.
Yeah.
Because Jacob Latimer, who's not asked to do anything more really in that scene, but just be present.
Yeah.
Because it's all Vondie Curtis Hall, but he can't be present.
Yeah.
For that situation. And so therefore that scene falls flat.
You know what? I kind of like Tyrese in this.
I actually saw some reviews that actually think this is Tyrese's best performance.
If I had written down a review, that's what I was about to say. This is the best I've ever seen Tyrese.
I think he's good in it. I think he puts on the little low voice a little bit too much for me, but I think he's good in it.
Yeah, I actually, like, for the first time in decades, I finally got the Tyrese thing with this. I didn't think he was bad.
No, I didn't think he was bad.
Yeah.
He's not that bad in this. He's certainly not the worst person. He acquits himself pretty well.
Well, again, you're using words like worse. I don't think anyone gives a bad performance in this because I don't think anyone is committed enough that it's bad.
Okay.
I think it's just sort of there.
So they're just not giving their all. Because I don't think Jennifer Hudson is doing anything to write home.
I mean, how many lines? She's singing half the time, which is never a bad decision with Jennifer Hudson. But
true. And you got a funny feeling that Cassie has Jennifer singing because, she realizes, these songs need a little bit more oomph. Jennifer, can you just come in on this verse?
Yeah.
I know you're not in this scene. We'll just cut it so that we cut back to you for no reason.
Which I have to say, I kind of, in a lot of ways, it's neither fish nor fowl. Like, it's not enough singing for it to be a proper musical, but there's also obviously not enough narrative for it to be a proper movie. Like, I wish look, we got these people, they're gonna sing. I wish they'd have gone full bore and just had a straight up musical.
I think I wish they would have too, because therefore
drop the music altogether
and just go for the drama.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I wish they would have too, because then maybe we would have had memorable music. Because I think the music, which was mostly produced and written by the newer songs by Raphael Sadiq.
Mm-hmm. Said he was the supervisor.
they are not good. They are very, very boring. I think the tracks are just basic.
Yeah.
And the singing, while none of these people are bad singers, you could tell they almost sound like first drafts of songs.
There's nothing that memorable.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
Nothing. And it's a shame when you've got Jennifer Hudson on one hand and Mary J. Blige in another.
Yeah.
And you can't give either of them at least one moment where they can just go.
Right.
Especially Mary J., who's walking around in this white crown of Afro halo the whole movie. Like you're just waiting for her.
I know.
You're waiting. It's like I know she's gonna bring it.
I know.
And then you talk about in the dream sequence when she's up on like this the platform with the wings and her hair look like the halo. He's like, all right, Mary, and
here it comes,
and it's just what?
Yeah,
it's just like just a missed opportunity. And then oh my God, I love her, but oh my God, they make Angela sing.
I was like, is Angela Bassett singing?
Yeah, I think that was definitely one of the ones where she said, we're just gonna write Jennifer in on this scene, because Jennifer starts singing over her.
Yeah,
and Angela is real low in the mix. Real.
She can't be magnificent at everything.
No, she cannot. No, she cannot.
So,
but the heresy of Black Nativity.
Okay.
To end with a rendition of Stevie Wonder's Ass that sounds like it was produced by Teddy Riley. That I'm sorry, Black Nativity, I cannot forgive.
Here's a bad thing. I turned it off.
Oh,
I turned the movie off
when you heard that.
Right.
I had to listen.
Like I said, well, I guess the movie's over. There's no reason for me to do this.
I felt like I had to watch it. It's funny though, if you had stayed, because it cuts to like the whole choir and everybody's singing as and everybody's in the congregation, and like everybody's like smiling and stuff like that, and it's a quick cut.
Okay.
Jennifer Hudson is like singing, and Tyrese is standing next to her. He's just
maybe he was still in character.
I don't think so. Me don't think so.
Yeah.
Me thinks he was waiting for cut.
Yeah. It's a shame.
It's a shame because
it's a shame.
This is certainly a piece of work that people have been probably waiting to see up on. I mean, I don't know that I was.
Right. I kind of wish, and by kind of, I 100% wish they weren't shackled to the source material, and they could have just made a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
because I really do think, or rather, I got the sense that the reverence for Langston Hughes and everything he obviously represents kind of tripped people up.
Yeah, maybe.
Because, Cassie Lemons made Eve's Bayou.
I know.
Years before this.
I know.
Cassie Lemons made Caveman's Valentine, which I'm a fan of, which somehow we still haven't done.
We'll get around to it.
Yeah. So I don't believe there's anything else to say about this film. No. Would you recommend it?
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't recommend this film. This film, I cannot. I just think it's a little bit too slow. It's just not doesn't work. All of these people have done better work other places. There are other Christmas movies to recommend. I can't even recommend it for the music.
Right.
So no, I just can't. I really think this is a film that you can miss.
Yeah, I agree with you. And the bad thing, regardless of how we've harped on the shortcomings, is that I think it would be a more interesting film if it was a bad film. I think this is a film that is just very slight, very, very surface level. And again, I just got the sense, not only from the storytelling, but from the performances, that people were almost treating the source material with kid gloves, or no one really kind of dug into it. There's no energy. There's nothing there to just sort of make it pop.
Yeah.
It just kind of goes through this narrative. So unfortunately, I also am saying you should skip it.
Sharon Eldridge says that she got stuck on a really long phone call and had to watch the last 40 minutes or so of the film on mute. And she is now very glad that she did.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So there you go.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is our review of Black Nativity. And that ties a bow on the Micheaux Mission for the year 2022. Vincent and I are going to take a couple of weeks to recharge our batteries.
Yes, sir.
We will return in 2023. And when we come back, we're going to be coming back with a doozy. Well, we don't know the films that we're going to be reviewing just yet, but we do know that on, what was that date, Vincent? Oh, there you go.
The
Saturday,
17th.
January 21st.
Or 21st.
Saturday,
I
January
say
21st.
a number. I just say a number. The 92nd.
No. On Saturday, January 21st, the Micheaux Mission will be doing a live broadcast and film screening of The Outside Story at City Winery here in Philadelphia. Go to citywinery.com/Philadelphia for tickets, which are on sale now. And if you are having a good time with us and you want to see us, still want to see us, why don't you tune in on this Thursday at 7 p.m. live when the Micheaux Mission and Ariel Johnson and Charlene Griffith get together for Ripples in Time to review the second episode of the Kindred miniseries that is streaming now on Hulu by way of FX. We will be streaming on Thursday, December 22nd at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, reviewing the second episode, Sabina from Kindred. So look forward to that, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we got to get out of here. We wish you all a safe and happy holiday season.
Yes.
Put some sunshine on your face. I
Yes.
got mine. Go get yours. And in parting, he's Vince. I'm Len. And we say,
We'll see you when it's time to meet again.